Radhe Radhe, Dandavat Pranam. Welcome to Shri Shri Radha Vino Bihari Mandir, Gopinath Bhavan, Shri Vrindavan Dham. Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Rupanuga Guru Varga ki jai, Patik Pavan Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Prem Purushottam Shachinandana Gaur Hari ki jai, Radha Vino Bihari Ju ki jai, Radha Ramana Ju ki jai, Giriraj Mahārāja ki jai, Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Dandavat Pranam. Let's see who we got here. Rudra Gupta, Jiva Pavan Prabhu, Lavanga Mala, and Hari Priya, and Keshav Priya. Radhe Radhe, Dandavat Pranam. And Jiva Pavana Prabhu has already posted Mangalacharan, so we will begin with that. Page 1 of this book, Sri Gaudiya Giti Gucha, Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavāścha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadhutam Harijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhamvitaṁ Om Ajnanatimidandhasya Jnanam Janashalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Śrīmad Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Namine Shri Krishna Lila Tatane Sudaksham Audarya Madhurya Gunaischa Yuktam Varam Varenyam Purusham Mahantam Nārayanam Kam Shirashan Namami Trinandinam Bhakta Shiromanim Cha Shri Krishna Pada Jagataika Kriti Chaitanya Leela Amrita Sarasar Nārayanam Kam Satatam Prapadye Namaham Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedānta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavani Paschatya Deshatarine Namam Vishnupadaya Gaurapreshthaya Bhutale Shri Śrīmad Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Niti Namine Ativartya Charitraya Swashritanam Chapaline Jiva Dukhe Sadarkaya Shri Nama Premadayine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Danitaya Kripabhaye Krishna Sambandha Vigyan Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhurya Ujvala Premadhyam Shri Rupanuga Bhaktivedānta Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Virudhapo Siddhanta Dvantaharine Namo Gaur Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipradambara Sambodhe Padam Bhujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanugavarayate Gaura Virbhava Bhumestvam Nirdeshta Sajana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannathaya Te Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindhubhya eva cha Patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavananyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhasute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Jayatam Surato Pango Mama Mandam Matergati Matsarvasvapadambojo Radha Madanamohano Divyat Vrindaranya Kalpadruma Śrīmad Ratnagara Simhasanastho Shri Śrī Radha Śrīla Govindadeva Krishnali Sevyamanu Smarami Śrīmandra Sarasarambhi Vamshivatattatastitaha Karsham Venu Svanargopi Gopinatha Shriyestunaha Vrindaye Tulasidevyai Priyayai Keshavasya cha Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavrata Namo Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Cheto Darpanamarjanam Bhava Mahatavagni Nirvapanam Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadhu Jivanam Anandam Buddhivardhanam Pratipadam Purnamritashvanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Harer Nam Harer Nam Eva Kevalam Halo Nastyeva 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 Gatiranyatha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. It's good? It's high.
In my lap.
Because I'm starting with bhajans now. No, because right, for afterward.
Yeah.
Jai. Yes, thank you. Ooh, it's really warm. You should see the contraption Sudevi has. It's a big, big pot that's on top of the stove. Big aluminium pot, otherwise known as aluminum in American English. And inside it's got about 1 inch of Yamuna sand, which keeps the heat balanced. And then she puts anything to bake inside that pot with all the burn marks on the arms there.
I'm baking a cake for Kishori's birthday tomorrow.
But it's quite interesting. And I asked her, do you want a real oven? She said, no, this is the best oven I've ever used. So, how about that? Gurudev, Moro Kripa Kori. We kind of invented the oven when we were in Fiji, except we used volcanic stone pebbles, but actually the heat wasn't as balanced. Jamuna sand is very fine, and so it makes it very balanced. Yeah, the sand in there is about 10 years old, maybe older. And she can bake potatoes in there, she can bake pizzas in there, cake, and what else? Bagels, and anything. Eggplant parmigiano, which we also have from time to time. Boro Kripa Kori, page 33. They want to see the oven later on. Yeah, she can show it really quick. Just move that one cloth out of the way. Just turn the whole thing, yeah.
So you can see it. Excuse the mess. That's my oven right there. You can see where I'm cooking. That's it.
Jai.
Is that good?
They've seen it. They like it. Radhe Radhe Sita and Ram. Gurudev Boro Kripa Kori. The magic happens here. Always here. And that's part of serving them, so it's also happening there. Again. Gurudev Boro Kripa Kori. Goravono Majhe Godrume Diyacho Sthano Boro Kripa Kori Goravono Majhe Godrume Diyacho Sthano Ogyadhila More E Braje Hari Namo Koro Naro Yagyadi Amore E Braje Voshi Hari Namo Koro Naro Boro Kripa Kori Goramono Maje Godrume Boro Kripa Kori Goravono Majhe Godrume Diyacho Sthano Kintu Kabe Prabhu Jog sakalo sahibo ekante bhajibo hari chitta sthira habe sakalo sahibo ekante bhajibo boro kripa kori gora mono majhe godume diyacho sthan boro kripa kori gora mono majhe godume diyacho sthan shaishava jara sukha sange abhyasa hoilo mando shaishava jovane jara sukha sange abhyasa hoilo mando nija karma doshe edeho Sudevi, can you come and turn this other light toward Thakurji from the other side? Because they don't look bright enough in the picture.
The picture does look a bit dark to me.
Oh, maybe because this one's on.
Oh,
It'll probably brighten up if I turn that off.
I don't know, but it does look dark.
Janarda, they're too bright for my simple self to even look at. Then you need to look at them more. Now we will call out for the mercy of the Vaishnavas. Kripakaro Vaishnava Thakur, page 40 in the songbook. If you do not have the songbook, Jiva Pavana Prabhu very kindly posts the bhajans in the comment section of the thread. So just scroll to his most recent post, Jiva Pavana Prabhu, and there you will find the bhajans along with translations, frequently followed by the beautiful commentaries of our acharyas. And so many amazing, pertinent quotations that can really help us to progress on the path of bhakti. So thank you, Prabhu, for that. Page 40. Kripa karo Vaishnava Thakura, Kripa karo Vaishnava Thakura, Kripa karo Vaishnava Thakura, Kripa karo Vaishnava Thakura, Sambandha janiya bhajite bhajite abhimano hadura, Sambandha janiya bhajite bhajite abhimano hadura, Kripa karo Vaishnava Thakura, Kripa karo Vaishnava Thakura, Amito Vaishnava e buddhi hoile amani na hoyami, Amito Vaishnava e buddhi hoile amani na hoyami, Pratishtha shayasi hridoyo dushibe, Pratishtha shayashi hridoyo dushibe, hoi boli rayogami, hoi boli rayogami, tomaro kinkoro apone janibo, guru abhimano tyaji, tomaro kinkoro apone janibo, guru abhimano tyaji, tomaro luchishtha padajalo renu, tomaro luchishtha padajalo নিষ্কপটে লজি নিজে শ্রেষ্ঠ জানি উচ্ছিষ্টাদি দানে তবে অভিমান ভার নিজে শ্রেষ্ঠ জানি উচ্ছিষ্টাদি দানে তবে অভিমান ভার তাই শিষ্য তব থাকিয়া সর্বদা তাই শিষ্য তব থাকিয়া সর্বদা নলইব পূজাকার নলইব পূজাকার অমানি মানদ হইলে কীর্তনে অধিকার দিবে তুমি অমানি মানদ হইলে কীর্তনে অধিকার দিবে তুমি তোমার চরণে নিষ্কপটে আমি তোমার চরণে নিষ্কপটে আমি কাঁদিয়া লুটিব ভূমি কাঁদিয়া লুটিব ভূমি তোমার চরণে নিষ্কপটে আমি কাঁদিয়া লুটিব ভূমি কাঁদিয়া লুটিব ভূমি ও কৃপা করো বৈষ্ণবতা কৃপা করো বৈষ্ণবতা वैष्णव ठाकुर जय वैष्णव ठाकुर जय वैष्णव ठाकुर जय वैष्णव ठाकुर जय वैष्णव ठाकुर वैष्णव ठाकुर वैष्णव ठाकुर जय वैष्णव ठाकुर प्रभु कृपा करो मोरे दया करो 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 All Vaishnava Thakur ki jai. Am I taking part in a different program online later on today? Maybe this evening. With who? What do you think that is, Sudevi? Do you remember? Jiva Pavanapi was asking, is it with Madhukar? It may be. I'm just not sure. Now we will call out for the mercy of Śrīla Rupa Gosvāmī Pad. Yeah, what time is that going to be? Okay, yes. I guess so. Yang Kali Rupa Sharira na Dharata. Śrīla Rupa Gosvāmī Pad Ki Jai. This bhajan, Yang Kali Rupa Sharira Nadharata, is on page 47 by Shri Madhav Das, a favorite of our Srila Gurudevs. Yang Kali Rupa Sharira Nadharata, 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 Tan Braj Prema Mahanidhi Kutarita, Tan Braj Prema Mahanidhi Kutarita, Konakapata Mugharata, Konakapata Mugharata, Yang Kali Rupa Sharira Nadharata, Yang Kali Rupa Sharira Nadharata, Nirakira Hamsana Pala Vidhayano, Nirakira Hamsano Pala Vidhayano, Puna Pritada Karipalato, Puna Pritada Karipalato, Kosavatyaji Bhaji Vrindavan, Kosavatyaji Bhaji Vrindavan, Kosabagantha Virajita, Kosabagantha Virajita, Yang Kali Rupa Sharira Nadharata, Yang Kali Rupa Sharira Nadharata, चरण प्रसादे सकल जन जाक चरण प्रसादे सकल जन गाई गवाई शुभ पावत गाई गवाई शुभ पावत चरण कमले शरणागत माधो चरण कमले शरणागत माधो तव महिमा पुररागत तव महिमा Goswami Prabhu ki jai, Śrī Sat Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Now we will call for the mercy and the grace of Shri Nityananda Prabhu. Boro Shukir Kabor Gai. Dalaler Gita by Srila Bhaktivedānta Thakur. Boro Shukir Kabor Gai. BADO in this songbook. 164. Cento 74 y 4. पतित पावन श्री नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Boro Shukir Kabor Gai Boro Shukir Kabor Gai Boro Shukir Kabor Gai Boro Shukir Kabor Gai Surabhi Kunjete Namer Hat Tuleche Surabhi Kunjete Namer Hat Tuleche Kodanita 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 Boro Mojar Kotha Thai Boro Mojar Kotha Thai Boro Mojar Kotha Thai Boro Mojar Kotha Thai Shraddha Mulye Shudhana Sehate Devikai Shraddha Mulye Shudhanam Se Hate Devikai Jata Bhakta Vrindavashi Jata Bhakta Vrindavashi Jata Bhakta Vrindavashi Jata Bhakta Vrindavashi Adhikari Dekhe na Beche Daro Kashi Adhikari Dekhe na Beche Daro Kashi Jadi Naam Kinbe Bhai Jadi Naam Kinbe Bhai Jadi Naam Kinbe Bhai Jadi Naam Kinbe Bhai Amar Sange Chalo Mahājaner Kache Jai Amar Sange Chalo Mahājaner Kache Jai Tumi Kinde Krishna Naam Tumi Kinde Krishna Naam Tumi Kinde Krishna Naam Tumi Kinde Krishna Naam Dasturilo Ivoyami Purnaha Bekam Dasturilo Ivoyami Purnaha Bekam Boro Doyala Nityananda Boro Doyala Nityananda Boro Doyala Nityananda Boro Doyala Nityananda Shraddha Matra Loge De Paramayananda Shraddha Matra Loge De Paramayananda एक बार देख ले चौके जाओ 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 गौर बोले निताय दे सकल संभव गौर बोले निताय दे सकल संभव दिन शुद्ध कृष्ण शिक्षा दिन शुद्ध कृष्ण शिक्षा दिन शुद्ध कृष्ण शिक्षा दिन शुद्ध कृष्ण शिक्षा जाति धनो विद्या बोलो ना करे अपेक्षा जाति धनो विद्या बोलो ना करे अपेक्षा हम Omni chare maya ja, Omni chare maya ja, Omni chare maya ja, Omni chare maya ja. Grihe tako bone tako, na take janja. Grihe tako bone tako, na take janja. Ar nai ko kalir bhoy, ar nai ko kalir bhoy, ar nai ko kalir bhoy, ar nai ko kalir bhoy. Achandale de nam nitai doyamo, achandale de nam nitai doyamo. Bhakti vinora ki koi, Bhakti vinora ki koi, Bhakti vinora ki koi, Bhakti vinora ki koi. Nitai chander charan bina yar nahi ashroy. Nitai chander charan bina yar nahi ashroy. Boro shukir ko borgai, Boro shukir ko borgai, Boro shukir ko borgai, Boro shukir ko borgai. Surabhi kunjete namir hath kuleche, Surabhi kunjete namir hath kuleche. Kodanitai, 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 Kodanitai. O Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram. Nitai he, Gaur he, Nitai he, Gaur he, Nitai he, Gaur he, Nitai he, Gaur he. पतित पावन श्री नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय। प्रेम पुरुषोत्तम सचिनंदन गौर हरि की जय। I don't know the meaning of coda. Please excuse me for that, particularly. But maybe anyone else who's here from Bengal would recognize it. Srila Bhaktivedānta Thakur wrote many bhajans in a particular style. And this is that particular style. It was not in the normal sections. So he had 4 main books, you can say, of bhajans. I can't remember all of the names. One was Sharanagati, Kalyana Kalpaturu, Gitavali, and can't remember. And then there was another section called Baul Sangeet. And that's a particular section of the population that spoke a particular dialect. And they liked to do all their kirtans, but all of their preaching was in a singing style. So he introduced the proper conceptions of Gaudiya Vaishnavism, because that group had actually become somewhat disrupted in their practices. They're included among the Apasampradayas mentioned in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. But Bhaktivedānta Thakur, what was he doing? He was rooting out all misconceptions and trying to bring everyone back to the proper path. So one of his brilliant ways of doing so was composing bhajans in their dialect that they would sing, and gradually, by singing, naturally memorize and bring them back to the proper conception. So there are many different bhajans with this kind of dialect, and this is one of them. Actually, I'm going to try to do something, and I'm probably going to mess up. But that tune, I don't know exactly where it came from. I think We heard it from Agnidev Prabhu when we were little, just growing up. But he was in India. He was staying in our Gurudev's temple for quite a long time. Gurudev knew him from way back in the day. And he was also staying in the temples of Srila Bhakti-Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj, learning all of the tunes and then introducing them to ISKCON at the time. So I'm fairly positive, not 100%, but that he got those tunes from here, from India. But when I heard this tune sung by Sadhu Maharaj, disciple of Srila Bhaktivedānta Maharaj, back in the day, he started in a very interesting way in a dvital, means the two beat, otherwise known as 3/4 in our language dialect. Boro shukir kabur gai, Boro shukir kabur gai, Surabhi kunjete namer, Hat kuleche kodunitai, something like that. And he Boro mojar kothatai, Boro mojar kothatai, Shraddha mulye shudho naam se hate te bikai. Like that. And then they would jump into Jata Bhakta Vrindavashi, Jata Bhakta Vrindavashi. So, I don't know how to do it like that, but I'm trying. You know who's really good with that is Vrindavan Prabhu in Brazil. He's very expert at learning and representing these good Gaudiya Vaishnava bhajans in their authentic Bengali tunes. And of course, you know Madhukar Prabhu, and Gorsundar Prabhu in Hawaii. So, but this is very beautiful meaning. I am singing news of great happiness. At Surabhi Kunj, Sri Nityananda Prabhu has opened a marketplace of the holy name. It is a matter of great bliss that he is selling the pure holy name at the marketplace for merely the price of one's faith. After examining the qualification of everyone in the assembly of devotees waiting to purchase the holy name, he bargains for the proper price with each person. My dear brothers, if you want to purchase the pure holy name, then come with me and meet this magnanimous personality. You will purchase the pure holy name. I shall take my due commission, and all of our desires will be fulfilled. Sri Nityananda Prabhu is extraordinarily merciful. Merely for the price of one's faith, he bestows the topmost divine bliss. If Nitai only once sees tears welling in the eyes of someone chanting the name of Gaura, he gives his full support to that person. That's our trick right there. That's our shortcut. He gives that person genuine teachings about Sri Krishna, not imposing any conditions in regards to caste, wealth, or strength of knowledge. The snares of Maya are immediately released, so one may remain either at home as a householder or in the forest as a renunciate, for no more troubles remain. There is no longer any need to fear the age of Kali, for the munificent Nitai gives the holy name to everyone, even to the lowest among men. Bhaktivedānta loudly proclaims to all, besides the lotus feet of Sri Nitai Chandra, there is no other shelter. What a beautiful bhajan. I think Janardhan Prabhu wanted to, he indirectly requested to hear Jadi Gauranga Nahito, which is the equivalent bhajan to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that we sung for Rupa Goswami via Young Kali Rupa. Young Kali Rupa is, if Rupa Goswami had not appeared, who would have known anything about Mahaprabhu? Who would have known anything about Radha and Krishna? And this one, by Sri Narahari Sarkar, page 68, is saying, if Gauranga had not appeared, then what would become of us? How would we have survived? Who would have taught us about the glories of Srimati Radhika and the topmost limits of Prema Ras? So it's the same mood. যদি গৌরাঙ্গ নোহিত তবে কি হইত কেমনে ধরিত দে যদি গৌরাঙ্গ নোহিত তবে কি হইত কেমনে ধরিত দে যদি গৌরাঙ্গ নোহিত তবে কি হইত কেমনে ধরিত দে যদি গৌরাঙ্গ নোহিত তবে কি হইত কেমনে ধরিত দে রাধার মহিমা প্রেমর সীমা রাধার মহিমা প্রেমর সীমা জগতে জানা তোকে জগতে জানা তোকে মধুর বৃন্দা বিপিন মাধুরী প্রবেশ চাতুরী সা মধুর বৃন্দা বিপিন মাধুরী প্রবেশ চাতুরী সা বরজ যুবতী ভাবের ভকতি বরজ যুবতী ভাবের ভকতি শকতি হইত কা শকতি হইত কা জ্ঞাও পুন পুন গৌরাঙ্গের গুণ সরল হরিয়া জ্ঞাও পুন পুন গৌরাঙ্গের গুণ সরল হরিয়া এ ভব সাগরে এমন দয়াল এ ভব সাগরে এমন দয়াল না দেখি যে একজন না দেখি যে একজন এ ভব সাগরে এমন দয়াল না দেখি যে একজন না দেখি যে একজন ও গৌরাঙ্গ বলিয়া লাগেনু গলিয়া কেমনে ধরিনু রে গৌরাঙ্গ বলিয়া লাগেনু গলিয়া কেমনে ধরিনু রে নরহরি হিয়া পাশার দিয়া নরহরি হিয়া পাশরা দিয়া কেমনে গড়িয়াছে কেমনে গড়িয়াছে তবে কি হইত কেমনে ধরিত দে জয় সচিনন্দন জয় গৌর হরি সচিনন্দন জয় গৌর হরি জয় সচিনন্দন জয় গৌর হরি সচিনন্দন জয় গৌর হরি গৌর হে 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 प्रेम पुरुषोत्तम सचिनंदन गौर हरि की जय। Wow, so much Sardu Sangha is here. Mohan. We have a request for Radha Krishna Bol Bol Bolo Re Sobai. I just sing Jadi Godangani. Radha Krishna Bol Bol Bolo Re Sobai. Page 170. By Srila Bhaktivedānta Thakur. Radha Krishna Bolo Bolo Re Sobai. Radha Krishna Bolo Bolo Re Sobai. Radha Krishna Bolo Re Sobai. Radha Krishna Bolo Re Sobai. Te shiksha diya swapna diya Niche Gornita Shiksha Sabna diya Pirche Niche Gornita Niche Mayar Boshe Jacho Beshe Kacho Haru Bhai Mayar Boshe Jacho Beshe Kacho Haru Dubu Bhai Radha Krishna ढोलक हवे झोरबे आँखी बोले ताई कृष्ण बोलबे जाबे ढोलक हवे झोरबे आँखी बोले ताई राधा कृष्ण बोलो रे शोभा राधा कृष्ण बोलो रे शोभा राधा कृष्ण बोलो संगे चलो ए मात्र भिक्षा चाय राधा कृष्ण बोलो संगे चलो ए मात्र भिक्षा चाय जाय सकल विपद भक्ति विनोद बोलें जाकुम ओ नाम गाय जाय सकल विपद भक्ति विनोद बोलें जाकुम ओ नाम गाय राधा कृष्ण बोलो रे शोभा 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 जय राधे जय कृष्ण राधे जय कृष्ण जय राधे जय कृष्ण जय राधे जय कृष्ण राधे हे कृष्ण हे राधे हे कृष्ण हे राधे हे कृष्ण हे राधे हे कृष्ण हे श्री राधा गोविंद जी की जय राधा बिनु बिहारी जी की जय Page 352. Which bhajan did Gurudev tell you to learn it? Shri Mangala Gitam, Shrita Kamala Kuchamandala Drita Kundala. Really? Oh my God.
That's what he told me to learn.
Okay.
You brought it up.
Oh no, Sudevi told me to do that tune. So this is the tune that would be sung for Srila Gurudev during Kartik. Manjari would sing it for him, Muni Mahārāja would sing it for him, in a very interesting rhythm structure as well. So it's not the 4/4 beat that we're accustomed to, or the 3/4 beat, but Gurudev preferred this version of this bhajan, this tune. And the beat is, I think, either a 5 beat or a 7 beat. I think it's called rupak, but I'm not sure. So it goes something like this. Sudevi's gonna sing it. Shrita Kamala Kucha Mandala Hari Shrita Kamala Kucha Mandala Drita Kundala Drita Kundala Drita Kundala Kalitala Drita Kundala Kalitala Nitamana Jaya Jaya Deva Hare 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 Jaya Jaya Deva Hare. It's a little low for me. 1 second. Hare Hare Jaya Jaya Deva Hare 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 Jaya Jaya Deva Hare Vinamani Mandana Mandana Vinamani Mandana Hari Dinamani Mandana Mandana Hari Dinamani Mandana Mandana Bhava Pandana Bhava Pandana Bhava Pandana Muni Jana Manasa Bhavakandana Muni Jana Manasa Jaya Jaya Deva Hare 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 Jaya Jaya Deva Hare Kaliya Vishadhara Vandana Kaliya Vishadhara Vandana Hari Kaliya Vishadhara Vandana Hari Kaliya Vishadhara Vandana Jana Ranjana Jana Ranjana Jana Ranjana Yadupura Nadina Ninesha Jana Ranjana Yadupura Nadina Ninesha Jaya Jaya Deva Hare 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 Jaya Jaya Deva Hare Madhumura Narapa Krita Bhushana Janaka Suta Krita Bhushana Hari Janaka Suta Krita Bhushana Hari Janaka Suta Krita Bhushana Jita Dushano Jita Dushano Jita Dushano Samara Shamita Dashakanta Jita Dushano Samara Shamita Dashakanta Jaya Jaya Deva Hare Hare Jaya Jaya Deva Hare Abhinava Jaladhara Sundara Abhinava Jaladhara Sundara Hari Abhinava Jaladhara Sundara Hari Abhinava Jaladhara Sundara Dhritamandara Kane Lal ki jai, Vishwananandini Shrimati Radha Rani ki jai. That was the first time I've done that. But Gurudev wanted it, Gurudev liked it, so for Gurudev, I tried. I think the first time Sudevi had to give a public program after Gurudev sent us out, I want to say the word on our own, not with any other seasoned preacher. He didn't want us to team up. He wanted us to be our own team. And when she saw the crowd, it was massive. It was Janmashtami Day. She had studied and practiced and memorized. But when she saw the crowd, they say, fear of public speaking, they say, is the only fear greater than the fear of death. And I could tell she was pacing. She came out of the bathroom. I could tell she had been crying. She didn't want to do it. And I just looked at her and I said, why are you doing this? And she just said, for Gurudev. And I said, then do it. And she didn't even plan on doing it, but somehow Gurudev worked through her and all support came and she was able to do it for Gurudev. Isha Thakurani. What is the other tune? We always sing this tune. Jai Radhe Krishna Govinda Gopala Nanda Dulala Jashoda Dulala Jayo Jaya Deva Hare Shita Kamala Kucha Mandana Drita Kundanaye Kalita Lalita Vandamana Jayo Jaya Deva Hare Radhe Krishna Govinda Gopala Nanda Dulala Jai Jashoda Dulala Jayo Jaya Deva Hare. That's the other tune. That one is easier, but that beat and singing at the same time is a little difficult. So now, I know that one was for Radha and Krishna together, but anyhow. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite. Page 3421. That is by Śrīla Rupa Gosvāmī. Radhe Jayo Jayo Madhava Daite. 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 Gokula Taru Mandana Mohite. Gokula Taru Shashilekhe Vishabhanudadhi Nava Shashilekhe Vishabhanudadhi Nava Shashilekhe Vishabhanudadhi Nava Shashilekhe Lalita Sakhi Gunaramita Vishakhe Lalita Sakhi Gunaramita Vishakhe Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhavadayite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhavadayite Karunam Kurumani Karuna Bharite Karunam Kurumani Karuna Bharite Karunam Kurumani Karuna Bharite Karunam Kurumani Karuna Bharite Sanaka Sanatana Varnita Charite Sanaka Sanatana Varnita Charite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhavadayite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhavadayite Gokulatarune Mandalamadite Gokulatarune Mandalamadite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhavadayite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhavadayite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhavadayite Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhavadayite Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Radhe He Krishna He Radhe He Krishna He Radhe He Krishna He Radhe He Krishna He Vrishabhanananda Srimati Radharani Ki Jai. Yes, Devaki, you are right. That was, there were some daily bhajans that pretty much needed to be sung, despite any other bhajan which might have been sung. And generally, especially during Kartik month, of course, there was Damodarāṣṭakam. There was always Krishna Deva Bhavantam Bande Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhavadayite. And in the mornings, there was also some fixed bhajans. So we always would know, well, Gurudev would know when to come out of his room when we all started singing Krishna Deva Bhavantam Bande. So that one for us was, how do you say? Gurudev is coming, expectation. That was when he would come out, and then he would be there for it would take him some time because all the devotees would crowd around him and he would slowly approach. And he would be there for Radhe Jai Jai Madhavadayite, then for Śrī Dāmodarāṣṭakam and the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and then he would begin his evening program. So every time Krishna Deva Radhe Jai Jai Madhavadayite. But that one is also specifically the victory song of Srimati Radhika. So when Radhika is able to defeat Krishna, Madhavadayite, at that time, all of the gopis are singing Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite. They're glorifying her like this. So it is showing her supremacy in rasa. So it's a very special bhajan for Gaudiya Vaishnavas, especially those who are Rupanuga, coming in the line of Rupa Goswami, written by Rupa Goswami himself, but glorifying Srimati Radhika in such a way. So now we will sing Śrī Dāmodarāṣṭakam, and I'm leaving it up to Devaki to remind us which one, because now we didn't sing one yesterday, so I don't know what we sang the day before that. Sometimes devotees at the end sing Śrī Rupa Sanātana Charite, but I remember one time Srila Gurudev specifically chastising the devotees for doing that. He said something to the effect of, do you think you know better than Rupa Goswami or more than him that you can add to his bhajan or change it or adjust it? That he doesn't know what he's doing, why he's saying what he's saying. So Sanaka Sanatana Varnita Charite, Srila Gurudev explained that the greatest of all sages, the greatest of all brahmacharis, the most powerful sannyasis and those who can control all of their senses are also always glorifying Srimati Radhika. This is the meaning of this Sanaka Sanatana Varnita Charite, that those most powerful of sages who are able to control lust and who are the best of all brahmacharis, they are also always glorifying the lotus feet of Srimati Radhika. How great is Srimati Radhika? It's definitely a victory song of Srimati Radhika. So sometimes devotees like to add that. Sometimes they sing Sanaka Sanatana and then they sing Śrī Rupa Sanātana afterward. And there's nothing wrong with saying Śrī Rupa Sanātana, but Srila Gurudev expressed in front of us his displeasure at that addition being placed there in the bhajan at that time. And many devotees still do it to this day, but when I saw what Gurudev did, then I stopped, or never again. And that was probably 1998, the way he was very strong with that. And so I just said, okay, I will keep the bhajan as it is and not make any creations, concoctions, additions, subtractions, adjustments, or any of that kind. Leave it as it is. So where's Devaki's comment? Gaudiya tune today. ठीक है. Namamishwaram Sachidananda Rupam Bhairavi. Page 290 by Śrī Satyavrata Muni. Thank you, Janardhan. If Gurudev is not pleased, Krishna is also not pleased. So any service that we try to do which is not in essence going through or via the medium of Sri Guru would be considered to be independent-minded. And it can actually have a backfiring kind of effect. You know what a backfire is? When you try to do something like that, but it bounces back at you. Kind of like spitting up into the air. What happens? It comes back down onto you. But if you give something to Gurudev, you offer it to Gurudev, Gurudev knows how to prepare it and offer it properly to Krishna. This is our process. So if Gurudev is not pleased, then how will Krishna be pleased? Even Krishna himself says, Pratamam tu Gurum Pujam. First of all, you surrender yourself to Gurudev. Guru Puja doesn't just mean to incense and fire, it means to surrender. Then I will accept your service. So that is our process. By taking shelter of Sri Guru, through that process, they will petition on our behalf and our prayers will be heard by Krishna and mercy will flow through that medium to us as well. Transparent via medium, as our Srila Prabhupada would say, does not mean it only goes one way. Transparent via medium Think about it like glass. You can see through both ways. Light passes both ways. So our prayers to Krishna through that medium are able to go to Krishna, and Krishna's connection to us is able to also come through that medium, the adapter in essence. I like to use the example of an adapter because someone might say, well, if you just remove the glass, then you'll have direct connection. So then the example fails or falls flat in that example. But if you think about an adapter, or maybe a converter. In India, we have 220 volts. In America, there's 110 volts. So if you don't have something that can convert that charge, especially if you plug American items into an Indian plug, you might end up blowing them up because it's too much charge coming through. So there's a transmission of potency, which is being, in essence, allowed to connect to us, and also for us to connect to that source. And that converter, or that adapter, in essence, is Śrī Guru. So Śrī Guru is not taking anything for himself. This is not his function. Śrī Guru's function is only how to connect us to Krishna and to Krishna to us. But we need to take shelter of that process, that adapter, in order to connect to Krishna, or else we will not be able to withstand the load, the power. And Guru makes it possible for Krishna to speak to us. Srila Gaura Govinda Mahārāja said, everything that Krishna wants to tell us, he tells through the mouth of the Guru. Therefore we say, Guru Mukha Padma Vakya. From the lotus mouth of Śrī Guru, Chitte Te Koriya Aikya, my consciousness will be purified. Ar Nako Rihomane Asha, I have no other desire or hope than this. Is that Madhumati of Sardu Sangha? Sardu Sangha Ki Jai. Sardu means those from Sardinia. So it's close to Sadhu, but it's also Sardu. So they all call it Sardu Sangha when they get together to glorify Guru Vaishnavas and Radha Krishna, Sachinandan Gaura Hari. They call it Sardu Sangha. So many of them are present with us today. Dandavat Pranam. Namami Sharam. Oops, 1 second. We need to light the lamp first. Normally Sudevi reminds me, but I forget. This is my nature, to be forgetful. The conch shell downstairs is perfectly on pitch and on tune with our tanpura. It is, isn't it?
Yeah. Perfect.
Śrī Dāmodara ki jai. Radha Vino Bihari Ju Sachinandan Gaura Hari ki jai. Radha Ramana Ju ki jai. Giriraj Maharaj ki jai. Shalagram Shila ki jai. Laddu Gopal ki jai. Chotta Chotta Laddu Gopal ki jai. Her cake came out perfect.
Well, my first
Oh, Nandini's there too. Radhe Radhe. And Jayal Hari? No. Anup Krishna, Anjali, Jai. If I'm going on at 8, then we have to finish before then. So, Jiva Pavana Prabhu said I'm scheduled to be on at 8.
Are you sure it's not what you pre-recorded?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't think Madhukar has told anyone that it's pre-recorded. Namami Shwaram Sachidananda Rupam Dasat Kundaram Gokule Brajaman Yashoda Bhiyo Lukhao Ladhavamanam Param Rishtamadhyam Tato Drupya Gopya Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Rasatkundanam Gokule Brajman Rudantamurnetra Yukmam Brijantam Karabhoja Jugmeno Shatonkanetram Muhushvasakam Trirekhankakantha Stritagraiva Damodaram Bhaktivedāntam Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Rasatkundanam Gokule Brajman Iti Drikshalilavi Anandakunde Swaghosam Nimajantam Akhyapayantam Tadiyeshitatyeshu Bhaktarjitatam Puna Prematastam Shatabhritimam Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Rasatkundanam Gokule Brajman Param Devamoksham Namokshabadhim Va Nochanyam Vrineha Parishadapiha Idam Deva Purnatho Gopalabalam Sada me manosyami Rastam Kimam Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Rasatkundanam Gokule Brajman Idam te mukham bhojam Avyaktanilay Pritam kuntalay snigdha Raktaishtamopya Muhushchumritam binvam Raktadharam me Manasyamirastam Malamarksharabhay Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Rasatkundanam Gokule Brajman Namo Deva Damodarananta Vishnu Prasida Prabho Dukha Chalabhimagnam Kripadrishti Drishyati Dinam Batan Grihane Shamamodhyam Etyakshidrisha Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Rasatkundanam Gokule Brajman Kuveratmajo Badha Murtyaiva Yadva Tvayamochito Bhakti Bhajo Krito Cha Tatha Prema Bhakti Swakam Me Prayacha Namokshe Graho Mesti Damodarena Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Rasatkundanam Gokule Brajman Namaste Studamne Spuraditidhamne Tvadiyodarayato विश्वस्य धाम्ने नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियाय नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियाय नमो नन्दलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यं नमो नन्दलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यं नमो राधिकाय त्वदीयप्रियाय 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 नमो नन्दलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यं नमो नन्दलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यं दामोदरो राधा दामोदरो दामोदरो राधा दामोदरो राधा दामोदरो राधा दामोदरो राधा दामोदरो राधा दामोदरो जय राधा दामोदर राधा दामोदर राधे 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 श्री श्री राधा दामोदर जी की जय श्री दामोदराष्टकम की जय। And now we will call out that call, the sound of the soul crying for Krishna's mercy. Anyone who knows what that is, you will win a piece of chocolate birthday cake. After it's prasadam, of course. Very good. Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shanadam Prabhu, not Haran Mama. Sudevi, you have a rag? Here. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Jai Jai Gurudev 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 Jai Gurudev 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada 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 Jai Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada 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 Shri Shrinitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol Shri Gurudev Ki Jai Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai Gurupan Guru Varg Ki Jai Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. So in order that you won't miss what Madhukar is posting, we will end a little bit earlier than usual. Just a few minutes. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha Ajnanatimidandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Śrīmad Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Namine Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedānta Swāminiti Namine Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitānaṁ Pāvanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vācālam pangum langayate girim yat kripatamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam. First of all, I offer my Dandavat Pranam thousands of times in the dust of the lotus feet of our beloved Gurudev, Nitya Lila Pravishna Vishnupad, Ashtotarashat Shri Śrīmad Śrī Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja. In the same thousands of Dandavat Pranam in the dust of the lotus feet of Nitya Lila Pravishna Vishnupad, Ashtotarashat Shri Śrīmad Śrī Bhaktivedānta Swami Śrīla Prabhupada, and to all of our Rupanuga, Gaudiya, Guru Varga, and to all Vaishnavas, past, present, and future, including all of you who are present with us today, I offer my Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, dear Vaishnavas. Radhe 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 Shyam.
Radhe Shyam. Congratulations, Rudra Gupta. Your songbook has just arrived. And all the best to you, Mukunda Prabhu. Mangalam Bhavatu means all auspiciousness to you. Krishna is in control. Just always keep him in the center, and he will arrange what is best for you. So we will continue today with Śrī Dāmodarāṣṭakam, which we are still continuing since Kartik. And Sudevi's like, are you going to go to Gaur Purnima? I said, we might go all the way to Kartik and then start again. So, why not?
Why not?
Why not? This is not a book. This is a transcendental treasure with various special compartments. And within those compartments are treasures, and within those treasures are other treasures and more compartments. This is a manifestation of the heart of Śrī Satyavrata Muni, which took place over millions of years as he was progressing on his path of devotion. Our acharyas have said it took a long time. It wasn't like he just sat down and wrote it. It was manifesting over time. First with Aishwarya Bhav, with the mood, praying to the Lord in a mood of awe and reverence to the supreme majesty of the Lord. Then he starts developing something else. From this mood of pure, like dasya, he's turning a little bit more toward friendship, toward Vatsalya Prem. He's looking at beautiful Krishna, seeing that face. First he wants that form of the Lord to always manifest in his heart. And he's like, that's not enough. I want to see him with my eyes. That's not enough. I want to see that beautiful lotus-like face, which is being kissed again and again by Mother Yashoda. That's not enough. I also want to do that to his face. So he's becoming more and more excited following after that. And our acharyas have explained that he's also going toward this mood, seeing how Radhika is also kissing the beautiful face of Krishna again and again, and he's becoming attracted in that direction. So, this beautiful Ashtakam has manifested from his heart over quite a long time, and it has been placed in Padma Purana by Ved Vyas for the benefit of all of the world. And then, in this version, we have the commentary of Śrī Sanātana Gosvāmī. Why am I saying this version? Because so many of our acharyas, so many great gurus, since Śrī Dāmodarāṣṭakam was originally manifested, have commented on this Ashtakam. Maybe many of them we don't have written down, but anyhow the commentaries were made. And those who have the eyes to see the truth who can see past, present, and future, like Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Bhaktivedānta Thakur, all of our Guru Varga who are Tattvadarshis. They can also tap into any commentary that was given at any time, in any place, on any planet or universe where this beautiful Ashtakam has been manifested. And they can reveal those truths to us. So this one has the commentary, one of the commentaries, the Śrī Sanātana Gosvāmī. And then after that is followed the translation of his commentary by our Param Gurudev Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, with his own Bhav Anuvad, his own commentary full of all transcendental moods injected within that translation. And that is followed by the commentary of our Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Goswami Maharaj, who is really Param Rasik Bhavuk, supremely full of ras and bhav and transcendental moods, and he cannot help himself. Shri Krishna Lila Kathane Sudaksham, always speaking the beautiful pastimes of Shri Krishna. And even to give examples for speaking about this pastime, he will illustrate it with other pastimes. That is his nature. So, before entering into this transcendental treasure and examining its contents, we will first pray in the lotus feet of these personalities in the words of Sri Raghunath Das Goswami. Vairāga Juga Bhakti Rasam Prayatnair Apayanam Mam Anubhipshamandam Tripambudir Yapara Duk Duki Sanatanastam Prabhum Ashrayami. Begging in the dust of their lotus feet that may even a particle of their moods which are present within these pages manifest itself within our hearts. We are continuing with the commentary of our Srila Gurudev on verse 6, which is the verse that Satyavrata Muni took shelter of in order to attract the attention and mercy of Krishna. What is one of the most powerful limb of bhakti? Our Param Gurudev says in the Upadeshavali of our Param Gurudev Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, the Anga, or the limb of bhakti, known as Kirtan, is the best and most complete limb of bhakti. Only through the medium of Kirtan are the other limbs of bhakti accomplished. So Satyavrata Muni learned about this, and he took shelter of calling out the names of the Lord. Namo Deva Damodarāṣṭakam excuse me, got something in my throat. Darananta Vishnu Prasiddha Prabho Dukho Jalabhimagnam Kripa Drishti Vrishtyati Dinam Vatanu Grihane Shamamagyam Medhyakshidrishya Namami Shwaram Shachidananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam. So this is the 6th verse of Śrī Dāmodarāṣṭakam, and now we are continuing with the commentary of our Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Maharaj. So the last thing that we heard from our Gurudev in this connection: if anyone tries to adopt the moods of the gopis, hoping to achieve Shri Krishna's mercy, performs Nam Sankirtan with great humility, Krishna will not be able to restrain himself. He will surely appear directly before that person. So if we can somehow take to what our gurus, our Gurudev and our Guru Varga are giving us, what they're really trying to awaken in our hearts, a genuine desire to serve Krishna and a genuine greed for that service, that is Lolyam. Under their guidance, we will be able to adopt the moods of the gopis, because who are our Rupanuga Guru Varga? They are also of that same nature as Sri Rupa. Here in this world, following the same sadhana that Sri Rupa Goswami is following, and in their internally conceived spiritual forms, in Krishna Lila, Radha Krishna Lila, they are serving like Rupa Manjari. as maidservants of Srimati Radhika in the Nikunjas of Vrindavan. So if anyone tries to adopt the moods of the gopis and hoping to achieve Shri Krishna's mercy, if they perform Nam Sankirtan with great humility, Krishna will not be able to restrain himself. He will surely appear directly before that person. Today I heard something. Sudevi was listening to a lecture of Srila Gurudev in the morning. And Gurudev was saying, and it struck me in a different way than, sometimes you hear it and you can hear it again and again and again, but maybe because of what we're reading or how we're discussing, then those same instructions, they can affect us differently at different times. And so what he was talking about was taking shelter of Sri Harinam. And he was talking about if you have made a vow to Gurudev to chant a certain amount every day, let's say 16. If you don't do that, or if you don't chant anything, then it can be some kind of offense, he said. And he said also your Diksha mantras, means those mantras that nourish our chanting of Harinam. He said that can also be some kind of offense. But as he said it, I was thinking, he would always say, chant and remember the pastimes, sweet pastimes of Krishna. But there was something else that he was focusing on, and that was called sambandha, with relationship. That if you don't chant with a mood of relationship to Krishna, then it won't have that same effect. It's more of a general conception that you're shooting toward. But Krishna is a person. And when we're chanting, we're calling out to a person. But what nourishes and deepens that relationship? Our Diksha mantras. Divyam Jnanam Shapayati iti Diksha. What is Diksha? Divyam means transcendental. Jnanam means knowledge. What is transcendental knowledge? That is knowledge of our relationship with those personalities we are calling to. And they are present within that mantra. And those mantras themselves are saying, in essence, I know who you are, but please manifest yourself within my heart. I want to know you fully and deeply. So it is there, that mantra form, in essence, manifests their form and our relationship with them. Therefore the words are there, prachodayat, there's dhimahi, there's vidmahe. All of these words are present within there. Manifest deeply within my heart. I want a relationship with you. And so first we chant our Guru Mantra, Guru Gayatri. This is establishing our relationship with Gurudev. And I was thinking about it. Why do we sometimes feel so distant from Gurudev and so weak? It's because we're not following the process he gave us to develop our relationship with him. I have given myself to you in the form of mantra, but you're neglecting your mantra. No wonder you're not feeling that deep connection. Maybe a little bit of sentimental connection, but it's not becoming more and more deep. It's not becoming more solidified. And then he has given us Gaur mantra and Gaur Gayatri. Why am I not able to weep for Gauranga? Well, I'm not developing a relationship because I'm neglecting the mantras of relationship. And then Gopal mantra. My specific form of my Ishtadev, my eternal beloved, is present within that mantra. And my ability to develop that relationship, they are mantras of sambandha, of relationship. If I'm neglecting that, no wonder why I'm not feeling that connection deeply, or why it's so easy to just let it go and focus on all mundane things. Because I'm not willing to give that 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the afternoon, and 10 minutes in the evening. Just a little bit of time. And then, of course, our Kama Gayatri. That is, special. That is a prayer to love itself, which controls everything. In Vrindavan, Prem controls all. Controls Krishna, controls Radhika, controls all of the Brajavasis. Prem is the ruler there. And that is a prayer to love itself. Amazing, isn't it? And then, of course, Panchatattva Mahamantra, and Hare Krishna Mahamantra. By those mantras, our relationship is nourished. And then when we chant with relationship, Gurudev would always say that, chant with relation. Then Harinam Prabhu is nourished in terms of how we approach Harinam. Otherwise, that can also become for us a little bit empty or dry. Why am I saying that? Because we don't know what our focus is when we're chanting. And it is non-different from Krishna. Abhinatva namanamino. Mahamantra is non-different from Krishna, but he reciprocates with us according to the way we connect to him. So if we're not connecting with the mood of relationship, then he's also not connecting to us with the mood of relationship. So Srila Gurudev explained our Diksha mantras like this. And Harinam. Harinam is like rice. You have rice, but you can't just eat it or relish it right out of the bag. There's a process in order to bring it to maturity. Something is required. You need a pot, you need water, you need salt, you need a fire, you need a lid on the pot, maybe a stirring spoon, maybe a little bit of butter or ghee or olive oil. And then you follow a process. And by that process, that rice is brought to its state of perfection by which we can actually taste it. In the same way, our Diksha mantras are compared to all of those things, the pot and the water and the salt and the fire and the spoon and everything that helps us to bring our Harinam to perfection. Srila Gurudev spoke about this. Is everything okay? Something wrong? Oh. So when Srila Gurudev would say that, he would always say, chant with relation. There's something called Sambandha Gyan, knowledge of your relationship with Krishna. And it makes a difference. If we're just chanting out into the ether, then out in the ether will respond to us. If we're chanting with a mood of relationship, who is my Gurudev? Who is Gauranga? What is my relationship with them? Who is Krishna? Who is my eternal beloved form of Krishna? And how will I serve Krishna? Alone? With Srimati Radhika? What aspect of Krishna? Jai Jai Radha Krishna Jugala Milan. Always together. Conjugal Radha Krishna. Serving in the Nikunjas of Vrindavan. This is established with that mood, that relationship, that foundation. Then when we're chanting, that relationship will grow more and more and more. So these Diksha mantras nourish that Harinam. Sometimes we've heard that they will bring us up to a certain point and then we don't need them anymore. But if the Diksha mantras are the sound form of these divine personalities, then in essence, it won't be like we don't need them. It will be that our relationship with them is established on a personal level. So we won't need to remember the mantras anymore. We will already have established our relationship with Sri Guru, with Gauranga, with Radha and Krishna. This will empower our chanting of Harinam Prabhu. Some may say, wait, that's ridiculous, because Harinam is always transcendental and pure. Then why is it that if a Mayavad chants Harinam, it acts like a thunderbolt to the heart of Krishna? Why is it that if a gross materialist chants Harinam, then the result is the fulfillment of their material desires? Kanaka, wealth, kamini, sense gratification, and pratishta, name, fame, position, adoration, and power. Why is it that when a pure devotee chants the holy name of Krishna, one Shuddhanam, one pure name, immediately they've attained prema. And another person who's chanting, maybe they're not at that level, but something like a dim reflection is coming up on the horizon. So it brings so much enthusiasm. Yes, it is manifesting. It is different for each individual. And Krishna is reciprocating accordingly. So relationship is necessary. And here Satyavrata Muni is actually giving us this indication. One, he has his goal, his focus. What is my focus? What is my goal? Not only do I want to see that form, not only do I want it in my heart, I want to see that form. I want to see that form of Krishna being kissed again and again by Mother Yashoda. And I also want to serve Krishna in such a way. And then he's doing Nam Kirtan, chanting the holy names of the Lord with that kind of bhav. So it is necessary to follow that process. And Gurudev is saying here, if anyone tries to adopt the moods of the gopis, this means sambandha gyan, knowledge of my relationship with Krishna. What is their mood of relationship with Krishna? Hoping to achieve Krishna's mercy. If then they perform Nam Sankirtan, that is Nam Sankirtan with sambandha gyan, knowledge of my relationship to Krishna, with great humility, then Krishna will not be able to restrain himself, and he will surely appear directly before that person. Now this was something that our Srila Gurudev put a lot of emphasis on. Sambandha, relationship, not a hazy conception that I'm just an eternal servant of Krishna. That's one kind of relationship, but more a specific kind of relationship. What kind of servant are you of Krishna? Are you a servant in Shantaras, neutrality? Are you a servant in Dasyaras, pure servitude? Or how about Sakyaras, friendship mood? Or Vatsalyaras, parental mood? Or Madhuryaras? Are you a servant as a wife or as a beloved? Or are you a servant as a beloved whose love is such that you are only obsessed with the love of Radha and Krishna? So you serve that love. What kind of service? So with that focus inside, that yes, with this relationship, the relationship my Gurudev dictated, I'm going to say dictated, it can be taken out of context, but spoke at the time of initiation that this is the focus that you should go toward, because you will not ever find your satisfaction in any other relationship, because that's not what the nature of your soul is. With that at the forefront, and enhancing the potency or the closeness of that relationship via the Diksha mantras, and then taking shelter of Sri Harinam Prabhu. From that, then real taste, connection, and inspiration will manifest. Sudevi, can you come and share what Gurudev said to Uttam Prabhu?
To Uttam?
Uttam.
He said,
Jor se bolo. No, they can hear you here. You can just be there.
Okay.
They can hear you.
So he said, do you want the whole story?
Yes, please.
So Uttam came from the island that we lived on, which was like a 24-hour cargo ship ride. He came to meet Gurudev. So he came into Gurudev's room with us. We introduced him, and he was so nervous, and he wanted Harinam so bad from Gurudev. So Gurudev met him and was looking down at him, and this boy looks up at Gurudev and he says, will you give me Harinam? And then he starts to recite the shloka from Srila Haridas Thakur. You can cut my body into thousands of pieces, but yet I will never give up the chanting of Harinam. So Gurudev's eyes got very big, and he smiled and he said, can you do? Can you do it? And the Uttam just looked at Gurudev, and he was so nervous, and he just said, yes, yes, I can do it. And Gurudev started to laugh, and he said, no, you cannot do, you cannot do. And then he told a story about a man who had an arranged marriage, and his wife and him had never seen each other before they were married. Only on the day of their marriage did they see each other for the first time. So 3 months into their marriage, this newly bride became sick. Why are you looking at me like
This
that?
newly bride.
This newly bride, I'm in Vrindavan. This newly bride became sick. And so the husband started taking her to many doctors. No doctors could help her. Finally, after some time, he had to quit work, and he was taking care of his sick wife, and very soon he became a beggar on the street, holding his cloth out. Help me, my wife is going to die, my wife is going to die, please help me. Then Gurudev said, 3 months previously, this girl could have died, and he wouldn't have cared. But now, because Sambandha is there, even only 3 months, but relationship is there, Sambandha is there, he is willing to become a beggar in the street for her. He said, so when you have Sambandha, relationship with Guru and Sri Harinam like this, then you can also become a beggar in the street for Harinam and for Guru. And then Gurudev bestowed upon him Mahamantra.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for telling that, Sudevi. It was beautiful and powerful teaching that Srila Gurudev gave at that time. So, yeah, he wouldn't have cared. Not only that, he wouldn't have even known. But because there's relationship, only 3 months in, but because he has this feeling of responsibility, she is mine, she's my wife, I'm responsible for her. He's spending his entire fortune to take care of her. And then he becomes a beggar in the street for her, weeping and weeping. In the same way, if we develop relationship with Sri Harinam Prabhu, that is Krishna, then we can also become like that. Something is required, and that is mamata. Mamata means possessiveness. He is mine and I am his. And that comes through the mercy of Sri Guru, through the mercy of our mantras, through the mercy of Sri Harinam Prabhu. But I was thinking, if we don't put any energy or focus into those processes, which Sri Guru has given us, then we will find that our spiritual life, in essence, doesn't really move. It's kind of surface. It's going on, but there's no forward movement. It's like, wow, 20, 30, 47 years is going by and I'm still not making any progress. Oh my God. It's because I'm not following the process. Gurudev gave the process. Our Shastras give the process. Our Acharyas give the process. And if we apply the process, then like a science, it will have its effect. If we don't apply it, and then we think, well, this process doesn't work, it's not that the process doesn't work, it's that we don't work. As Gurudev would say, there's some loop and hole in your practice. You need to find where your defect is, seal that hole, and apply the process. So, I just wanted to see, someone had commented just before. Should we still be chanting Gayatri if Diksha Guru is not in good standing anymore, or wait to hear again from a proper source?
That's a can of worms. You have to speak the truth. If they're meditating and they're remembering his fallen qualities, what will they become? What will that Sambandha be? Are they there? You have to tell the truth. Gurudev said.
There are so many different considerations in this case. First of all, a guru who has not realized themselves, who is not self-realized, and who is not God-realized, who has not yet realized their relationship with Krishna, and I mean realized, practically experiencing their relationship with Krishna for real. That is realized.
For real.
For real. Not the word that we use, realize. Oh yeah, I was chanting and I realized that, that's a theoretical kind of thing. But a realization means something real has taken place. If there's someone in the position of guru who has not realized all of these things, then how can they give it to you? How can they awaken that in you? Our Gurudev would always say, if someone only has $5, what can they give you? $5. Only $5. They can't give you more than what they have. So that guru who is giving Diksha mantras, but who themselves have not realized their relationship with Krishna, and what's the proof? Maybe they're falling down. If someone has realized their relationship with Krishna, they can never fall down. It's not possible. If I have offered you a plate of rice dal, halava, puris, pakoras, ladus, rasagullas, sandesh, sweet rice, lasagna, eggplant parmigiano, chocolate cake, vanilla cake, rasamalai, samosas, and you name it all, and then I have a plate of stool next to it, which one are you going to choose? If you are tasting Krishna Bhakti Rasa, then how can the stool be attractive? It will be repulsive. We would avoid it naturally, because one is tasting Krishna Bhakti Rasa. So the proof is in the pudding. Who is experiencing? I didn't even mean to say that, but that kind of works in terms of what I was just saying. The proof is in the pudding. Who is tasting the higher taste has no attraction for the lower taste. So what can they give us in terms of awakening our relationship, really? They can give us some knowledge, some information, some inspiration. But in terms of sambandha gyan, if they don't even know their relationship, how can they indicate what is our relationship? So it is necessary to properly hear the Diksha mantras from a real or shuddha, self-realized, God-realized, sambandha-realized Vaishnava, if we are to then be able to awaken our sambandha. Who has sambandha can awaken our sambandha. Who has realized their relationship with Krishna can awaken our relationship with Krishna. Who has $5 can give us $5. Who has $1 million can give $1 million. So it's not that we can gain nothing. We can gain so much. But now there's another consideration. One devotee said, if you have neglected your mantras that you have heard from a transcendental Gurudev, who is realized, then you need to hear them again. Otherwise, your mantras will have lost their potency. And Gurudev basically said, that's not true. The mantras are eternal. If you've heard them from a transcendental personality, they are eternal. Then if you continue chanting your mantras, with sincerity, they will remanifest that potency because Gurudev has given them, Sri Guru. Should one continue chanting their mantras? Let me just give something else that Srila Gurudev has said. If one is remembering their Guru 3 times a day, as Shastra says, Dhyayang Stubhangstasya Yasas Trisandhyam. Trisandhyam means first Gayatri mantras in the morning, middle of the day, Gayatri mantras. That means Guru mantra, Guru Gayatri, Gaur mantra, Gaur Gayatri, Gopal mantra, Kam Gayatri. I didn't mention the first one, which is Brahma Gayatri, of course. If one is remembering their Guru 3 times a day, then that is wonderful. But if their Guru is fallen, then 3 times a day you will be remembering their bad qualities. You will also remember their fall downs. Then what happens? Then that also begins to affect. It begins to negatively affect the heart. So from that we should understand, and all of our Shastras have told, Gopal Bhatta Goswami has told in Hari Bhakti Vilas, Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj spoke a lot on this subject, and our Gurudev spoke quite a bit on it as well. That if one's Guru has fallen, that does not mean that one should remain stagnant. They should pray to Krishna from the core of their heart. Please help me. I have somehow chosen this person because I am not sincere. Even though I might have felt sincere, we should be like that. We should have that mood of humility. Please be merciful to me. Please send me your own person. Krishna is not limited. Maybe there was a lesson that needed to be taught in our lives. And maybe that lesson is I should be more careful how I accept. Maybe I was ignorant at that time, but now my eyes are more open. So I should not just do it because someone says so, but I should understand what are the qualifications of such a person. What are the real qualifications of Guru? We heard just yesterday, I believe Janardam Prabhu posted it. Oh, it was in Gopal Bhatta Goswami lecture. What Srila Gurudev said, what is the real qualification of Shri Guru? It doesn't mean that we should stop chanting Hare Krishna because we heard it from somebody who might be fallen. It doesn't mean that I don't know about our Diksha mantras particularly. I cannot say. All I know is what Srila Gurudev said. That if you're remembering the fallen Guru 3 times a day, then you will also be remembering their faults and their negative qualities, and those things will also come to us. So one should be careful, or one should then re-accept initiation from someone they can put their full faith in, who is a qualified transcendental spiritual master, and then focus on their transcendental qualities. Now Shastra recommends that if any guru has fallen down and they cannot bring you to the goal, then it might be necessary to give them up and accept a pure transcendental Gurudev who can awaken within our hearts our relationship with Krishna. Because really that's what our process is about. It's not about adhering to any societal, ecclesiastical convention. It is really about awakening Krishna Bhakti Ras, the desire to serve Krishna. It is about awakening this Krishna Seva Vasanam. So how we can awaken that, however we can awaken that, we must somehow or other get that awakening. And so, in a sense, it can be considered detrimental to us if we're only hanging on to something which in essence has left us in a state of uncertainty or even faithlessness. We need to accept something that is real, something that is true, something that is going to transport us from our mundane conditioning, from our mundane attachments, to becoming attached to Krishna and serving Krishna. All of our Shastras speak about this particular subject. But if one has somehow taken from somebody who has fallen, then one must let them go. One doesn't need to be disrespectful or critical, but they need to look after themselves. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada said that the adherence, or there's no requirement to adhere to someone who is not altogether good. The allegiance, he used the word allegiance, that one should not maintain allegiance, or there's no requirement for us to keep allegiance to someone who is not altogether good. And what was his requirement? If I saw for 23 hours, 59 minutes, and 59 seconds of the day that someone was absorbed in Krishna, but that one moment remaining, they were not absorbed in Krishna, but Maya, I could never willingly submit myself to that person and accept them as Guru. So this is the conception of Guru that I like to adhere to, the idea of Gurudev, of Shri Guru, that I prefer to hold on to because I've just in my life witnessed too many gurus, too many falling from their positions. And I feel the extreme greatest fortune to have somehow or other been accepted by my Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja, who never once failed me and only completely amazed me at every moment, at every turn. And now we're listening to the same lectures that we were present in when he was speaking, and it's just amazing. everything, every moment, every instruction, every teaching is just beautiful, and more and more and more. So this is available for each and every individual jiva of this world. If you are sincere and you're calling out and you're crying out, Krishna can and will make arrangements. That is Guru Tattva. It is an eternally established principle and a law of Krishna's creation, Guru Tattva. And it always will be there. And if one is sincere, then Krishna will make the arrangement for one to be able to progress from wherever they were or are, no matter whatever situation. In fact, today we heard Gurudev talking about if one takes that straw, doesn't know any better, but prays from the core of their heart, I want to know the truth, and they're praying even to a straw because they don't know any better. Krishna will arrange for them to have the necessary association so that they can further progress on the path of devotion. So whatever one has received, good. Now let's move forward. Let's continue. Let's progress on the path of devotion to Krishna. I'm seeing a lot of comments about cake. Whew.
Remember, you have to let them go so they can watch.
Maybe Jiva Pavana Prabhu knows that, I think it's in that Thakur Bhakti Vinod or organized religion. One of those two. That's where Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada is speaking about this allegiance to one's guru. That there's no requirement to maintain allegiance to someone who is not altogether good. So it's quite telling, quite powerful, and quite deep. Is that Shanakarishi? Radhe Radhe. Did I say Katie there also? Yes. Okay, Hare Krishna. So, what's the time? 7:49. So I know it's a very heavy subject, but it is also essential for us. It is essential. If Guru's connection to us is mundane for any material purpose, that is not really the function of Guru. Sometimes Guru can extract from us for the service of Krishna, but if they're extracting from us for their own material enjoyment, to make gold-plated bathroom taps or something like that, or enjoy the energy of the disciples for themselves, this is not the qualification for Guru. Guru's only function is how to connect our energy in the service of Krishna. So I want to read just a little bit, and then we need to stop soon. Remaining conscious of one's relationship with Sri Krishna and free from all anarthas, the sadhaka should perform sankirtan of the holy names that are bestowed upon him by Sri Guru. All of Sri Krishna's pastimes, with their inherent sweetness, as well as one's relationship with Sri Krishna in that particular pastime, are associated with his corresponding holy names. By the mercy of Krishna's holy names, the corresponding pastime will begin to manifest in one's heart. It is for this reason that Sri Sachinandan Gaurahari, who is absorbed in relishing Mahabhav, Srimati Radhika's highest mood, propagated the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. In the groves of Vrindavan, Sri Radhika steals away Sri Krishna's mind. The word harana means to steal, and hara is the feminine form of one who steals. According to Sanskrit grammar, when hara is uttered as a personal address to someone, it becomes hare. The root krish means to attract, and na means bliss. Therefore, he who gives bliss to everyone with the sweetness of his beautiful form, qualities, flute, and pastimes is known by the name Krishna, Wow, how beautiful is that statement, my God. The Rama in this mantra is not Shri Ram, son of Dasharatha. He who enjoys a Ramana he who enjoys, that is a Ramana. Radha Rama iti Ramaha. He who enjoys a Ramana with Shri Radha is known as Radha Raman. The name Rama in this mantra is an abbreviated form of the name Radha Raman. Shri Krishna plays on his flute and attracts the minds of the gopis to him. Attracts, the Sanskrit for that is akarshan. And from that, therefore, he is known as Krishna. He is called Krishna. This mantra embodies so many sweet moods. There is no transcendental emotion or pastime of Krishna that is not included within this Mahamantra, but they will only dawn in one's heart by the mercy of Sri Guru and the Vaishnavas. Initially, by the mercy of these great personalities, one realizes the sweetness of the holy name. Oh, these holy names are sweeter than the sweetest. Nothing is sweeter. Thereafter, the possessor of the name, the Nami, the one who is named, personally awakens within one's heart and enables one to enter into his pastimes. What should the sadhaka do if he's not achieving perfection in bhakti? Regarding himself to be very fallen and destitute, he should piteously perform kirtan of the Mahamantra. For this reason it is said, Harer Nam, Harer Nam, Harer Nam eva kevalam, kalo nastyeva, 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 gatir anyata. The name of Hari, the name of Hari, the name of Hari is the only way. In this age of Kali, there is no other way. There is no other way. There is absolutely no other way to achieve the ultimate destination. This Mahamantra is the infallible remedy for all of the ill effects of Kali Yuga. By chanting this mantra, all of one's desires are fulfilled without fail. What to speak of achieving something in this mundane realm? By this mantra, one cannot help but achieve the highest spiritual attainment. Such is the glory of Nam Sankirtan. So, we are going to continue with this tomorrow, discussing what I have just read, because it is absolutely amazing. So, we have just heard a beautiful description of Mahamantra, what it means, what it is for us, especially those who are in the line of Rupa Goswami, Gaudiya Vaishnavas in the line of Rupa Goswami, how one should approach Mahamantra, what is manifest within it, what its result, effect would be, how one should chant, and all of the deeper inner meanings of this mantra. And if you want to go deeper, there are commentaries from our Guru Varga on Mahamantra. There's one pamphlet, small booklet that our Gurudev has published, and in there I think are 5 different commentaries of different acharyas of ours. There's Dhyan Chandra Goswami, there's Raghunath Das Goswami, I think there might be Bhaktivedānta Thakur. So many different commentaries, and each one has their own speciality, but how deep are they diving into each syllable of this Mahamantra? Amazing. So I just wanted to share that, and we'll leave it there. Thank you. I was just going to say that. Madhurena samarpayat, all is well that ends sweetly. There's nothing more sweet than this Mahamantra. Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Rupanuga Guru Varga ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, Harinam Mahamantra ki jai. So, 7:56. So we're going to chant very quickly Mahamantra and Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, and then you can see what Madhukar is sharing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Jai Gurudev, 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 Jai Gurudev, Jai Gurudev, 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, 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 Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Shri Gurudev Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Rupan Guru Varga Ki Jai, Prabhupada Shri Nārāyaṇa Ki Jai, Prem Purushottam Sacinandana Gaur Hari Ki Jai, Radha Bihari Ju Ki Jai, Radha Ramana Ju Ki Jai, Giriraj Mahārāja Ki Jai, Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai, Hare Krishna Mahamantra Ki Jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Govinda Damo Narayanāṇa Govinda Damo Narayanāṇa Govinda Damo
Hari Hari Bol. Okay, you guys got to go watch Madhukar.
Thank you all very much for being with us today, giving us the opportunity to remember the beautiful teachings of our Gurudev and Guru Varga. We also want to express our indebtedness to each and every one of you for daily giving us the opportunity to do our Guru Seva, which is our life and soul. We look forward to all of you, to being with all of you tomorrow. Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. Radhe Sham. Jai.
Sacinandana Gaur Hari Ki
Jai.
Chiveri Amadamari.
Jai Ho. Radhe Radhe.